What's going on, guys? VFXI here, bringing you a bunch of random video footage. I have not said that in a while. It's been about 3 months maybe since I've made a video. Um, I'm at college, didn't bring my Xbox, whatever, haven't done anything with Xbox down here. Played it a couple times in my buddy's, or my hallmate's room, but just throwing up old grief stuff. Obviously, I had a lot of plans with my montage footage and trolls and everything. Obviously, still have a lot of stuff in my file, which I'll probably attempt to keep uploading periodically, very periodically. So I'm not coming back. I never really left. I'm not going to make it a dramatic fashion thing like everybody seems to do nowadays on YouTube. But yeah, I just went to college. There's no need for it down here. It really depends on where you go, but because my only experience is the college I'm at right now. But there's no need for it. You're either studying or you're going out on weekends. So when I say studying, I mean a lot of studying. There's 10 to 20 hours a week just sitting in front of a computer reading notes or writing down some stuff for classes. So it's a lot of work, but definitely a lot of fun, a lot of responsibility. So, but with that responsibility comes freedom. But enough about the college talk. Like I said, this is just a bunch of random stuff. But the point of this video, since I'm kind of done, for the most part, done with zombies, like I said, I'm not quitting forever. You guys won't never hear me again. But I'm sure when I come home from breaks, I'll try and play some Grief, try and meet up with old friends. But the point of this video, I'm just going to rank every zombie map from my personal favorite to my personal worst. Just my opinion. I will not be including Dead Ops and because that's not a legitimate zombies map. That's not a zombies experience. And super big disappointment, I will not be including Origins, the final the most recent zombie map ever, because I actually never got a chance to play it. I left for college August 22nd. It came out like the 28th or something. So I didn't know how I was going to work that out, but like I said, it's been busy down here. It's turned out not to be too bad not having it, but I've obviously watched videos about it. It looks about as good as it can be. But I will not be including it simply because the fact that I am basing all of these rankings off of, as all rankings of the zombie map should be based off, is my, as well as I can remember, the first day and second day playthroughs, when you first get that map, how excited you are, how many new features there are. That's the best scale I know to go off of. A lot of people kind of forget how they felt or don't think about how they felt the first couple days the map was out, and then 4 months later think about the map and say, yeah, it's boring because you've played it for that long. Or 2 years later, if we're talking or World at War maps, yeah, those are going to seem boring. But I have a pretty good idea in my head of how I felt the first playthroughs of each map and what they were like and how fun they were. So I have a pretty good idea of that. So again, this is just random footage. This grief stuff is from February, March, April, maybe a little bit into May because there's some sub luck in here, obviously. But and then I got some trolling on Buried. I got a little bit of everything in here, guys. I have so much footage. I don't know why I ever thought I would ever be able to put it all and edit it into videos. There's no chance I'm going to now. So with the time I have, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Not really making clean videos, obviously, but like I said, this is kind of my overall opinion of zombies and a kind of partial farewell or whatever. But so here we go. Let's start with the first map. My least favorite map out of 15 maps, again, not including Origins, not including Dead Ops, there's been 15 zombie maps, 16 total, obviously including Origins for most people. But like I said, I've not played it, I've not experienced it, I've seen videos, it looks very good, but I'm not going to include it. I'm going to start with the worst map, so we have a little more of a climax at the end, but my least favorite map ever is 5 from Black Ops 1. I gave it a 6 out of 10 on the scale, and obviously, since that's the worst map, every map has been rated better than that. I think Zombies was an amazing game mode in general, so I wasn't going to rank anything lower than 6. So all zombie maps pass, in quotations for lack of a better word. They all get 60% or higher. Yeah, 5 was a 6 out of 10 for me. I thought it wanted to bring one new weapon to the table. Bad mechanics, teleporters were random, the bottom floor was just dumb, you couldn't do anything. And don't take all these, this is definitely an opinion. Every ranking of, anybody's ranking of maps is definitely an opinion, so I'm going to complain and bring up the stuff that I found annoying in my experience. That might not be the same for you, but teleporters were bad. The Pentagon Thief was just not a very good idea, I don't think. The Wonder Weapon, obviously, worst ever created. Even the VR11 was better. Yeah, there was just nothing doing there for me. The aesthetics, the look of the map just didn't interest me. So that is the worst map in Zombies history to me. Number 14, we have Nacht Der Untoten, the first ever map created, and it's hard for it to come out of this number 14 spot as being one of the worst maps. It's not so much the worst; it's just the most boring. You know, it's the first Zombies map ever. I don't expect them to have, you know, whatever they have today. You know, but no perks, no whatever. Very limited playstyle, but the first zombie map ever does beat 5 for me. 5 was can't emphasize enough how bad of a map that is. But we'll move on here to map number 13 is, oh, by the way, Nacht Der Untoten was a 6, so it was tied with 5, but I like Nacht Der Untoten a little better. At a 6.5, and my 13th favorite map is Die Rise from Black Ops 2. Thought this map was a big fail, especially with the first DLC of Black Ops 2. I was expecting a lot. As you'll see, I ranked Green Run pretty high. Most people didn't like Transit. I really thought it had a lot to offer. But yeah, number 13, I have Die Rise. The only reason it got that .5 and it wasn't a straight 6 was because of Trample Steam trolling. If you guys haven't checked out that video, definitely go watch it. That was definitely some of the funnest times I had on Black Ops 2 doing that trolling. But as far as I'm trying to mainly focus on zombie mechanics and how it felt, you know, how much fun it was actually trying to go for high rounds and challenges. But I just gave it that .5 just because that trolling, the Trample Steam was, they didn't intend, they didn't know what was going to come out of it, but it ended up being one of the coolest things in zombies, so I really enjoyed that. So that is number 13. My 12th favorite map goes back to World at War, and it is Verruckt, the Insane Asylum. You had some perks, that was good. It started out first basic layout of a map. You know, it was just a rectangle. They didn't have much of a layout in Nacht. I like the perks. It was a pretty good map. The traps were obviously new, and I like the feel of it a lot, which put it up to number 12. I mean, that doesn't sound very high, but it beat out the other ones simply because I like the feel, I like the idea of it, and it had a few running spots that were quite fun. So number 11 on my list is Call of the Dead, going to Black Ops 1. Not a very good map at all, my favorite. I believe it's the least favorite out of my Black Ops 1 map, except 5. So the fog was just annoying. George, not a good idea. Interesting concept. Scavenger, cool weapon. No fun in solo. I mean, like I said, the VR11's useless. Co-op, it was a good idea that you could shoot your partner and they could get insta kills with the Scavenger, Sally's, whatever. But the fog was annoying. General look of the map bored me to death. Everything was white and dark blue. I mean, I'm not saying, I know it's in the ice or whatever and on a frozen lake, but you know, it was just a bad setup place to have a zombie map for me. It wasn't very interesting. The water was okay, whatever, but didn't like the wonder weapons too much, and thought the Easter egg was rather boring. Although I've heard opinions contrary to that, as some people thought it was one of the funnest Easter eggs. So Call of the Dead landed number 11 on my list. At number 10, I went with Shi No Numa at a 7.5. By the way, I'm forgetting, Verruckt was a 7, Call of the Dead was a 7. Shi No Numa, 7.5. Thought it was cool, the random perk machines going back to World at War again. First weapon to have like a real, or first game to have a real wonder weapon with the Wonder Waff. First map. So I thought the Wonder Waff was a pretty cool gun. Obviously, a lot of people liked it as well. Obviously, they got the new trap, the Flogger in there. I liked how there was 4 separate huts. Really good for challenges. Made that map really enjoyable, especially 4-player ones. Yeah, and the general feel of the map was pretty cool. I like the swamp feel personally, but Shi No Numa landed a 7.5, and again, number 10 on my list. So at number 9, we had Ascension for me, which is another 7.5. I thought Ascension was an okay map. I know they really bumped it up because they brought Stamina up in there. I believe that was the first map to feature PhD as well. So 2 new perks. Thunder Gun bringing back was awesome. It was a little too easy, a little too open. Lunar Landers were okay. They're kind of unrealistic. So, I mean, a lot of things in zombies are unrealistic, but Pack-a-Punch Rocket was pretty cool, whatever. But just a map in the middle of the pack at number 9. I'm going to stop this video here, guys. It's almost at 10 minutes. I'll find more random footage and continue this with my maps, my favorite map ever to my 8th favorite map ever, I believe we're on. So thanks for watching this, and go watch part 2, which will be up in a little bit after this.